Right now, on a used car lot somewhere near you, there is a Lexus RX sitting 3 spots down. From a beat-up Camry, same price, $12,000. People are walking past the Lexus. I have been turning wrenches for 21 years. I have watched this happen so many times that I stopped being surprised, but I am still angry about it. Not because something is wrong with that Lexus, because the only reason nobody is touching it is the name on the grille, not the engine, not the reliability record, not the build quality, just perception. Today I am giving you 5 luxury SUVs that are selling for less than a used Camry right now, all under $12,000. And I am going to show you exactly what is sitting underneath the hood of each one. Because once you see the mechanical reality of these vehicles, you will never look at the used car market the same way again. Here is what the used car market gets wrong every single day. Depreciation does not care about quality. It does not care about how well an engine was engineered, or how many miles a transmission can handle. It cares about 3 things: age, mileage, and badge perception. And right now, a handful of luxury SUVs have taken depreciation hits that are incredibly and remarkably severe. That the gap between what they cost new and what they are worth today is genuinely embarrassing. I have spent 21 years under cars, on lifts, with my hands inside engines, that most people only read about on spec sheets. I have personally inspected hundreds of used vehicles, and I know the difference between a car that is cheap, because it is bad, and a car that is cheap, because the market has not caught up to reality yet. Every single vehicle I am giving you today falls into that second category. These are drivetrains I would put my own family in, and I would do it absolutely without a second thought. Let us count them down. Number 5, 2011 to 2015, Volvo XC60. Most people walk right past this one, and I understand why. Volvo does not carry the same used market gravity as Lexus or Acura. People hear Volvo and they think expensive repairs and complicated electronics. And on some models, that reputation is deserved. But not on this one, the XC60 from 2011 to 2015 with the naturally aspirated 3.2-liter inline-6 is a completely different conversation. That engine is straightforward, it is not turbocharged, and it has a repair record that surprises people when they actually look at the numbers. The interior on these is genuinely premium. Real leather, a clean Scandinavian layout, and a ride quality that puts most crossovers in its price range to shame. I had a customer last year, a nurse, single mother, tight budget. She came in nervous about buying anything with a European badge. She found a 2013 XC60 with 82,000 miles for $10,800. I put it on the lift and spent 90 minutes going through it top to bottom. Brakes had life left, fluids were clean. The only thing I found was a slightly worn serpentine belt. Total cost to bring it to perfect condition, $140. She drove it home that afternoon. Current market pricing on a clean 2012 or 2013 XC60 with under 90,000 miles sits between $9,500 and $12,000. That is a panoramic sunroof, heated front and rear seats, and a safety package that was ahead of its time. For less than a base Honda CR-V, with 200,000 miles on it. Inspection checklist. First, check the power transfer unit fluid. Neglected fluid leads to AWD shutter and a repair bill around $1,000. Second, inspect the electronic throttle module. Some models develop idle issues. A scan tool will show it immediately. Third, look at the sunroof drain channels. They clog on high mileage examples and send water straight into the headliner. Blow them out and move on. Who this is for? Anyone who wants a genuinely safe, well-built European SUV without the German repair bills. Who should skip it if you need 3 rows or plan to keep it past 100? And 50,000 miles without a trusted independent Volvo mechanic nearby? Look elsewhere. Number 4, 2010 to 2015 Cadillac SRX. 3.6 only. Before you click away, hear me out. I know the Cadillac reputation. I know the 2.8 turbocharged SRX was a problem. I am not recommending that one. I am recommending something very specific. The 3.6-liter LFX V6 SRX, and only that specific 3.6-liter engine. That motor powers the Camaro. It powers the ATS and the CTS. General Motors put it in everything because it earned that right. The manufacturer suggested retail price on a fully loaded 2014 SRX was $52,000. Today, that same vehicle with 85,000 miles sells for $10,000 to $12,500. That is $40,000 in depreciation, sitting on a Bose audio system, ventilated seats, a heated steering wheel, and an interior that people will assume cost you $30,000. I inspected a 2013 SRX Premium last fall for a buyer who was convinced she was making a mistake. She paid $10,900. I told her she got away with something. She laughed. She did not believe me until I showed her the original window sticker I pulled online. $48,700, new. Known issues to watch for? Some LFX engines develop timing chain stretch after 90,000 miles when oil changes were skipped. Listen for a rattle on a cold start. If it disappears within 10 seconds, you are fine. If it stays, negotiate $1,200 off and address it immediately. Second, check the sunroof drain tubes at the A-pillar for water staining on the headliner. Third, test every electronic feature before you buy. The infotainment system on older models can be glitchy, and a replacement screen runs $400. Use it as a negotiating chip. Who this is for? Someone who wants the feeling of a $50,000 luxury SUV and does not need the badge to prove anything to anyone. Who should skip it? If you are not willing to find a mechanic who knows GM products, the complexity of these electronics will frustrate you. Number 3, 2010 to 2013 Infiniti FX35. This one is the best kept secret in the used luxury SUV market. I genuinely do not understand why more people are not talking about it. The FX35 is built on Nissan's FM platform, the same rear-wheel drive-based chassis that underpins the 370Z. This is a sports car wearing an SUV body. The VQ35 engine is one of the most celebrated V6s ever, earning a spot on Ward's 10 Best Engines list for 10 consecutive years. Naturally aspirated, no turbo, timing chain driven, and mated to a reliable 7-speed automatic. Current pricing on an FX35 with 90 to 115,000 miles lands between $9,000 and $13,000. That is one of the most engaging driving experiences ever engineered into an SUV body. You get a world-class performance SUV for the price of a tired economy car. 2 years ago, a customer brought me a 2011 FX35. He found for $9,800, with 108,000 miles and a full service history. I inspected it. Tight suspension, clean fluids, zero evidence of abuse. He bought it. 6 months later, he sent me a photo from a road trip. Still running, still loving every mile of it. What to inspect? First, check oil consumption on the VQ35. Some early examples drink a small amount between changes. Check the level and look for blue smoke on a cold start. Second, listen for clunking from the rear differential bushings on rough pavement. Budget $400 if they are soft. Third, test the factory navigation. Older Infiniti hard drives can fail. Factor in $300 for an aftermarket unit if the screen is glitching. Who this is for? Anyone who actually wants to enjoy driving. This is not an appliance, this is a machine. Who should skip it? If you need more than 2 rows or prioritize cargo space over driving dynamics, look at the MDX. Number 2, 2012 to 2015, Acura MDX. If the Lexus RX is the gold standard of reliable luxury SUVs, the Acura MDX is its overlooked Honda sibling that deserves to be in the exact same conversation. And right now, it is sitting at a lower price point than the Lexus, with comparable real-world reliability numbers. The MDX runs on Honda's J35 3.5-liter V6, the same engine family that has been running Odyssey minivans and pilots past 250,000 miles for 2 decades. I have personally seen this engine run 280,000 miles on a customer's Pilot with nothing but oil changes. No reason the MDX version behaves any differently. What makes the MDX stand out beyond the engine is what surrounds it. This SUV offers convenient 3-row seating for the whole family. Honda's super handling all-wheel drive system, which distributes torque left to right across the rear axle for real cornering stability. This is real-world performance, not just marketing language. An interior that was genuinely luxurious when new scraps and wood trim, and still presents as upscale today. A family came to see me last summer, 2 kids, third on the way. $13,000 to spend. The husband had his heart set on a Highlander. I told him to drive a 2013 MDX, with 78,000 miles listed at $12,300 first. He called me the next morning. It was an easy decision. He bought the MDX on the spot. His exact words were, "I did not know a $13,000 car could feel this nice." Current market pricing on a 2012 to 2015 MDX with 80,000 to 100,000 miles sits between $10,500 and $13,500. Inspection checklist. First, check the third-row seat mechanisms carefully. Worn hardware is a $600 repair and a real headache. Second, the 2010 to 2013 MDX had a known variable cylinder management issue, causing misfires and oil consumption in some examples. The symptom is a subtle vibration at highway speed. An aftermarket VCM disabler runs $80 and solves it. Confirm it is not happening before you sign anything. Third, test all 3 rows of heated seats. Element failures are common at higher mileage. Cheap to fix but easy to use as a negotiating chip. Who this is for? Families who want 3 rows, genuine reliability, and a premium feel without a premium price tag. Who should skip it? If you are a solo driver or a couple who never needs the 3rd row, the FX35 gives you a better driving experience at a lower price. Number 1. 2010 to 2015 Lexus RX 350. This is the one. This is the SUV I recommend above everything else. To anyone walking into the used market with $12,000 and the patience to find a clean example, let me tell you something I have told over 100 customers sitting across from me in my shop. The Lexus RX 350 is not a luxury SUV with Toyota reliability underneath. It is a Toyota SUV with Lexus luxury on top. And that distinction matters more than anything else. I am going to tell you today, the 2GR FE 3.5-liter V6 in the 2010 to 2015 RX is the same engine family found in the Toyota Highlander, the Camry V6, and the Sienna. Toyota's most proven, most widespread, most indestructible V6 design. No turbo, no direct injection carbon buildup problems. Timing chain driven. I have personally serviced examples of this engine, north of 300,000 miles, that were running as cleanly as the day they left the factory. That is not a talking point. That is something I have seen with my own hands, on my own lift. The 6-speed automatic transmission paired to this engine is equally bulletproof. In 21 years, I have never replaced a U660E transmission due to internal failure on a properly maintained RX 350. Not one. Now here is where the math becomes genuinely uncomfortable. A 2012 Lexus RX 350 all-wheel drive, fully loaded with navigation, Mark Levinson audio, panoramic roof, power liftgate, and heated and ventilated seats, and sells today for $11,000 to $14,000 with 80,000 to 100,000 miles. When that vehicle was new, the manufacturer suggested retail price was $47,000. That is a $36,000 depreciation hit on a vehicle that still drives, rides, and presents identically to how it did in the showroom the day someone wrote that original check. Compare that to a 2012 BMW X5. At the same price point, I service both. The Lexus comes in for oil changes. The X5 comes in for oil changes, coolant system repairs, electrical issues, air suspension compressor failures, transfer case service, and timing chain conversations nobody wants to have at $11,000 into the ownership. The annual maintenance cost gap between these two vehicles, over 50,000 miles, is routinely $2,500 to $4,000. On a $12,000 car, that is catastrophic math. I had a customer 3 years ago, a school teacher in her early 50s. She had exactly $13,000 saved for this car. She was leaning toward a 2012 BMW X5 at a dealer down the road because it looked impressive in the driveway. I asked her one question: how important is it to you that your car starts on Tuesday morning without a phone call to a tow truck? She bought the Lexus. She still calls my shop. In 3 years and 41,000 miles. Her entire service history is oil changes. 1 set of brake pads and 2 sets of tires. That is it. Detailed inspection checklist for the RX 350. First, check the VIN for any open recall related to dashboard cracking on 2010 to 2014 models in hot climates. Lexus extended coverage on this. Confirm it has been addressed or negotiated into your price. Second, listen for a ticking sound from the engine on a cold start. Some higher mileage examples develop VVTi gear wear. It sounds like a rapid tick for the first 10 to 20 seconds and then disappears. If it disappears cleanly, it is manageable. If it persists past 30 seconds, walk away. Or negotiate $1,500 off the asking price. Third, test the navigation hard drive on 2010 to 12 models. The Generation 6 system runs off a physical hard drive that can fail with age. A slow or frozen navigation screen is a $400 to $600 fix. Use this information to negotiate a much better sales price. Fourth, check the rear self-leveling suspension on fully loaded trim levels. Let the vehicle sit for 30 minutes and see if the rear settles unevenly. A leaking height control actuator runs $600 to $800. Fifth, and this separates smart buyers from everyone else. Look specifically for a 1 or 2 owner example. With service records from a Lexus or Toyota dealer, these vehicles attract a very specific kind of owner. Someone who bought luxury and maintained it the way luxury owners maintain things. Find that person's car and you are buying something treated better than 90% of the vehicles sitting on any lot in your city. Who this is for? Anyone who wants to arrive somewhere in a vehicle that feels genuinely premium and never wonders if it will start. Long-distance commuters, small families who do not need a third row. Anyone who has ever handed money to a German dealership and immediately regretted it. Who should skip it if you need 3 rows? Look at the newer RXL or the MDX we already covered. If you are buying purely for resale in 2 years, depreciation on these has mostly bottomed out. You will not lose much, but you will not flip it for a profit either. Here is the reality of where the used luxury SUV market sits right now. The window on these deals is not permanent. It never is. I watched the exact same thing happen with the first generation Acura TL in the early 2000s. People ignored it because the badge did not carry weight. It got cheap. Smart buyers picked them up quietly, and then the market figured it out and prices corrected. These 5 vehicles are sitting in that same window right now. First on the list is the Volvo XC60, the Cadillac SRX with the 3.6, the Infiniti FX35. Fourth is the dependable Acura MDX, and the Lexus RX 350, all under $12,000. All with drivetrains I would put my own family in without hesitation. All carrying depreciation curves that have everything to do with badge perception and nothing to do with mechanical reality. You now know what the smart buyers in this market already know. Go find a clean one. Get it looked at by a mechanic who has zero financial interest in whether you buy it or not. And then drive it for the next 100,000 miles. Your bank account will notice the difference. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. I have more coming on exactly this. The vehicles that make sense versus the vehicles that dealers need you to believe make sense. I am going to keep giving you the straight answer. That is the only way I know how to do this. Drive safe, find the good deal. See you in the next one.